अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मेरा नाम सलमान शाहिद है और मैं रेहान स्कूल इस्लामाबाद RSI F8 कैंपस में फाउंडेशन लेवल का स्टूडेंट हूँ। और आज का मेरा टास्क है, मैंने सी से माया से द वर्ड टेक इट ईजी द वर्ड टेक इट ईजी द ओरिजिन्स ऑफ अ लेड बैक एक्सप्रेशन। हम इसके ऊपर बात करेंगे। हम चंद सवाल इससे पूछेंगे और इसके बारे में, इसकी हिस्ट्री के बारे में, किस लैंग्वेज से निकला, किस वर्ड से निकला, और हिस्ट्री में इसके वर्ड के मतलब कौन सा ऐसा लफ्ज़ है जिससे निकला है टेक इट ईजी, और हिस्ट्री में कौन सा लफ्ज़ यूज़ होता रहा है। शुरू करते हैं। हम माया से कॉल कनेक्ट करते हैं।
Hi, what's going on?
हाय माया, कैन यू हियर मी?
Loud and clear.
और
What's on your mind today? So, what's the plan for today?
yeah, I'm having question regarding the word take it easy. I'm going to ask you step by step about this word, and you can answer my questions and guide me about it. All right?
I'm in. I love a good deep dive. Whenever you're ready, hit me with the first question.
Yeah, my first question is, what does the expression take it easy mean?
At its core, it's basically a way of telling someone to relax or not let things get to them. Depending on the context, it can be a casual way to say goodbye or a gentle nudge to slow down when someone's stressed out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and where did the phrase take it easy originate?
Let me check on that. It actually popped up in the early 19th century. It started as a colloquial expression in Britain before it really took off in American English by the late 1800s. The easy part comes from an old French word for being comfortable or free from discomfort. One of the first times it was ever printed was in a novel from 1835 called The Gypsy, a Tale. Pretty early for a phrase we still use every day, right?
No, so you're trying to say the word take it easy came from a novel, like.
Not exactly. The novel is just the first place we actually have a written record of it. People were likely saying it in conversation long before someone decided to write it down in a book.
All right. So you're trying to say like the novel is the
Exactly.
medium where the word "take it easy" came from, right?
Not quite. The novel didn't create the phrase, it just captured it. Think of it like a snapshot. The author probably just wrote the way people are actually talking at the time.
All right. Okay. So you're trying to say people were using like the novel. It's a medium where people can talk to each other, send letters to each other, and like send written novel to them.
Sort of. Novels are more like a way to record a culture's voice. By the time a phrase hits a book, it's usually already a hit on the streets.
All right. All right. Now I understand. And why is "take it easy" considered a laid back expression?
I think you might have misheard me. I didn't call it a lead back
Laid
expression.
back. Laid back.
I'm guessing you mean a laid back expression. Because if so, then yeah, it's all about that relaxed, low pressure energy.
All right. And how has the meaning of "take it easy" changed over time?
It's actually stayed pretty consistent. It's always been about reducing stress or slowing down. The main thing that's shifted is how we use it as a social tool, like how it's gone from a genuine piece of advice to a quick, breezy way to say goodbye.
All right. Okay. And in which situations do people commonly say "take it easy"?
It's super versatile. You'll hear it when someone's visibly stressed and needs a reminder to breathe, or as a way to wrap up a conversation without it feeling too formal. It's basically the chill out of the 19th century that still works today.
All right. Okay. And in which situations do people commonly say "take it easy"?
I just mentioned a few, but let me give you a couple more. You might hear it when someone's about to go on vacation, or maybe after a minor argument to signal that things are cool between you two. It's basically a way to lower the temperature of a room.
Yeah. All right. And is "take it easy" used differently in different cultures?
That's a great question. English is a global language, so the vibe shifts a bit depending on where you are. In the US, it's a huge staple for a casual goodbye. In Britain, it's often leaned more toward the literal meaning of just relaxing. The core idea of slowing down is universal, but the way it's used socially can vary a lot.
All right, okay. And what does the what emotions does the phrase "take it easy" convey?
It usually carries a sense of calm or support. It can be comforting, like telling a friend you've got their back, or it can be a bit dismissive if the tone is wrong. It's all about that emotional energy behind the words.
All right, and why do people use relaxed expressions in conversations?
I think it's mostly about making the other person feel comfortable. Using relaxed language breaks down those formal walls and makes the conversation feel more like a connection and less like an interview. It creates a space where people can actually be themselves.
All right, and how does "take it easy" promote calmness?
And I think you might have meant connect. Sorry, go ahead.
I said how does the word "take it easy"
You
promote
were at,
uh, calmness? Now you got it. What I say?
got it. You're asking how take it easy actually promotes calmness. It's
Calmness.
kind of like a verbal deep breath. When someone says it, they're essentially giving the other person permission to stop rushing or stop stressing. It shifts the focus from the urgency of the problem to the peace of the moment.
All right, and what are the some synonyms for "take it easy"?
You've got a bunch of options depending on the vibe you're going for. If you want something super casual, you could go with chill out or loosen up. If you're being a bit more supportive, relax or take a load off works great. Then there's wind down for when you're finishing a long day. Which one of those feels most like your style?
Yeah, I think that the word "chill out" is more perfectly fitted around the word "take it easy."
It really is a global favorite. Since it's so simple, it translates well across different cultures. Are you thinking about how other languages have their own version of chill out?
Yeah, and is "take it easy" more common in spoken or written English?
Definitely spoken. You'd rarely see it in a formal report or a professional email, but it's everywhere in real life conversations. It's just too casual for a textbook.
All right, and how is the phrase used in written English?
You'll mostly find it in things. My bad. I see what you mean. You're talking about formal writing, right? In that case, it's almost never used.
No, I said
You'd
how is
swap
the
it for some.
phrase, how is the phrase used in British English?
My bad. I totally misheard you. In British English, it's still used, but like we touched on earlier, it often feels a bit more literal. It's less of a bye bye and more of a genuine suggestion to actually relax. They might also use something like take it steady to mean the same thing.
All right, like take it steady, right?
Exactly.
And what
It's
is
got
the,
that same low.
yeah,
Go ahead.
what is the literal
I'm
meaning
listening.
of take it easy?
Literally, it's just telling someone to handle things with less effort or tension. It's like suggesting they approach a situation with a light touch rather than pushing too hard.
All right, okay. And how does the tone affect the meaning of take it easy?
Tone is everything with this one. If you say it with a warm, soft voice, it's like a hug in word form. But if you say it sharply or with a bit of an edge, it can actually sound like you're telling someone they're overreacting or being too dramatic. It can flip from being supportive to it's a bit of a linguistic tightrope, honestly. Do you feel like you're better at catching those tone shifts in conversation, or do they sometimes slip past you?
Yeah,
Take your time.
I learned a bit of things from this, And by the way, do you know some famous songs with the title "Take It Easy"?
Let me look those up for you. The big one is definitely by the Eagles. It came out in 1972 and is basically the ultimate laid back anthem. It was actually co written by Jackson Browne, who ended up recording his own version later on, too.
All right, okay. And how did music help popularize the expression?
Music takes a phrase. Music takes a phrase and turns it into a feeling. When a song like the Eagles hit becomes a classic, the words aren't just a greeting anymore. They're an entire lifestyle. It cements the phrase in people's heads and makes it feel timeless.
All right, and what type of personality often says, take it easy?
Usually, the people who don't let the little things rattle them. You'll find it coming from the calm, steady types, the ones who are the anchor in a stressful room. But honestly, it can also be the go to for someone who's trying to be the peacemaker during a conflict. Does that sound like anyone you know?
I don't know anyone like, I don't have any who use the word take it easy. I don't have any, I think so. How can students apply take it easy during stress?
It's actually a great mindset it really is. Instead of spiraling over a big exam, they can use it as a mantra to step back and realize one bad grade isn't the end of the world. It's about focusing on the work without letting the anxiety take over.
All right, and how why is relaxation important in daily life?
Because our brains aren't meant to be on high alert all the time. If you never hit the pause button, you just burn out. Relaxation is basically the recharge that lets you actually be productive and creative when you're back in the game.
All right, and what lessons can we learn from a laid back expression?
I think the biggest lesson is that not everything needs to be a crisis. It teaches us that there's a lot of power in just slowing down and giving yourself some grace. It's a reminder that most of the things we stress about today probably won't even matter in a year.
All right, and can take it easy encourage patience?
Absolutely. It's a gentle way of reminding someone or yourself that rushing doesn't always lead to better results. It's basically saying that the process is just as important as the finish line.
Yeah, and what? How does stress influence language?
Stress usually makes our language a lot more clipped and urgent. You'll notice people start using shorter sentences, speaking faster, and throwing away the pleasantries. It's like the brain is trying to strip away everything that isn't absolutely necessary to survive the moment. Do you notice yourself doing that when you're under pressure?
I usually remember that when I get in that situation. And why do simple phrases, become popular so much?
Because they're efficient. Our brains love shortcuts. When a phrase is short and punchy, it's easier to remember, easier to say, and gets the point across instantly without any friction. It's the linguistic version of a fast pass at a theme park.
All right, and how do younger generations interpret it?
They've mostly kept it as a classic, but it feels a bit more like vintage casual now. For a lot of younger people, it might sound a little like something a parent or a grandparent would say. They're more likely to use something like chill or just vibe with it, though take it easy still works when they're actually trying to be sincere. Do you think it sounds a bit old school?
Yeah, it's kind of sound like old school. And how do how did pop culture spread the expression worldwide?
It's basically the ripple effect. Movies, music, and TV shows export these phrases to every corner of the globe. When people see a character they love using Take It Easy in a movie, they don't just learn the words, they adopt the attitude that goes with it. It's like a cultural export that makes the phrase feel familiar even to people who've never lived in an English speaking country.
All right. What do you think? Like, can take it easy reduce tension in arguments?
Totally. It can act like a circuit breaker. If things are heating up and someone says it in a genuine, calm way, it signals that the other person doesn't want to fight and is open to cooling things down. It's a way of saying, hey, this isn't worth the stress without having to give a long speech about it.
All right. And what makes a phrase timeless?
I think you might have meant stand out, right? When a phrase really sticks, it's usually
No,
because
no.
it captures it.
I'm trying to say like what makes a phrase timeless. You got it? What I say? I said how did the phrase? You know how what makes a phrase timeless?
It usually happens when a phrase describes a universal human experience. Things like needing to relax, feeling gratitude, or saying goodbye are things we all deal with, regardless of the era. When a phrase fits that feeling perfectly, it just sticks around because it's still useful. Does that make sense?
Yeah, right. And how do translators interpret the phrase in other languages?
That's the tricky part. Translators usually can't just translate the words literally because then it would sound weird. Instead, they look for an equivalent phrase in the target language that captures that same relax or goodbye energy. It's more about translating the feeling than the actual words.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it totally makes sense. And why is relaxation important for creativity?
Uh, because when you're stressed, your brain is basically in survival mode, just wants to get through the moment, which kills any room for imagination. When you relax, you open up the default mode network in your brain, which is where those random wild connections and aha moments actually happen. It's why your best ideas usually come in the shower or on a walk, not when you're staring at a blank screen under a deadline.
All right. And how can take it easy improve teamwork?
For sure. Prevents it keeps the team from spiraling when things go sideways. When someone steps in and says, "Hey, let's just take it easy and figure this out." It lowers the collective blood pressure and lets everyone actually think clearly again instead of just panicking together.
All right. And how does take it easy connect with self care?
It's a perfect match. Saying take it easy to yourself is basically an act of self care. It's that moment where you realize you're pushing too hard and you consciously decide to give yourself permission to slow down. It's like telling your own brain that you're more important than the to do list.
All right. And what makes laid back expressions universal?
I think it's because every single person on the planet knows what it feels like to be stressed. No matter where you live or what language you speak, the need to just exhale and let go of the pressure is a universal human experience. When a phrase captures that relief, it resonates with everyone.
Yeah, so it makes sense for me. And how do people respond when someone says take it easy?
It varies. Most of the time, people take it as a friendly gesture and just nod or say thanks or you too. But if they're in the middle of a total meltdown, they might find it a bit frustrating, like you're underestimating how stressed they actually are. It's all about whether the person feels seen or feels dismissed.
All right, Maya. So that's all the question I have regarding the word take it easy today. And you totally
It's
guide
been a
me and you totally, you
I'm
totally
so glad.
answer my questions and you guide me. And, I'm having such a nice conversation with you and fun with you. So we will meet again with another topic. You have a good one, all right?
Right.
तो व्यूअर्स, ये था आज का हमारा टॉपिक, जो उम्मीद करता हूँ आपको कुछ ना कुछ नया और मस्बत सीखने को ज़रूर मिला होगा द वर्ल्ड टेक इट ईज़ी के बारे में। मिलते हैं किसी नई वीडियो में किसी नए टॉपिक के साथ, तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़।